US President Donald Trump is at it again. He has reiterated the claim of stopping the India-Pakistan war. He says, and I quote, Pakistan and India were very big, both nuclear powers. I settled that. This comes after Israel has also agreed to his 20-point Gaza peace plan, where several nations have hailed the entire peace push coming in from Donald Trump. But once again, the Trump administration pushing this false claim that the United States had anything to do with the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Listen in.
I have settled so many wars since we're here. We're here almost 9 months, and I've settled 7. And yesterday we might have settled the biggest of them all, although I don't know. Pakistan, India was very big. Both nuclear powers, I settled that. But yesterday could be the settlement in the Middle East. That hasn't happened for 3,000 years. Hamas has to agree. And if they don't, it's going to be very tough on them. But it is what it is. But all of the Arab nations, Muslim nations have agreed. Israel has agreed. It's an amazing thing. It just came together. War is very strange. You know, you never know what's going to happen with war. The easiest one of them all is Putin. I said, number one, it's a war that would have never happened if I were president, if the election weren't rigged. If I were president, that war would have never happened. Not even a little chance. And it didn't happen for 4 years. But I knew Putin very well, and I thought that would be easy because I know him so well. So if this works out, that we did yesterday with the Middle East, then that's more than a war. That's lots of wars.
So Trump once again throwing out the false claim that he settled the war between India and Pakistan. Also once again raising another false claim that the 2020 election was rigged, the one which he lost to Joe Biden. And I'm joined by my colleague Akanksha Swaroop on the broadcast. So Akanksha, clearly I think he's going hammer and tongs for that Nobel Peace Prize, something Donald Trump once done before his term ends.
Absolutely, Ayushman. The US president is someone who can even milk the most out of fiction. And that's exactly what he's done with the case of India-Pakistan. That is an open secret that he is now cuddling up to Pakistan. There is a change in the balance of power as far as the entire South Asia region is concerned. And there is a love-hate relationship that he's quoted with Pakistan, but knowing the proximity of the Pakistan Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir and the latest interactions, whether on the sidelines of UNGA when he hosted the Arab leaders or the Pakistan Prime Minister and the Pakistan Army Chief at the White House, it's not surprising that he's again back to boasting about it, especially after Shahbaz Sharif credited him at the UNGA speech. And just 7 days ago, he had again raked up how he was the one mediating between India and Pakistan. So at a time when his remarks were being addressed to military leaders in Quantico, and he should have focused perhaps more at the challenges that are in hand for him, especially when it comes to the Hamas and Gaza peace proposal. We all know that there is no response coming yet from Hamas. So instead of focusing on the 20-point peace plan, you have the US president now talking about how he mediated between 2 nuclear powers, because, come on, we know that that's not the case with Israel and with Palestine, because both India and Pakistan are 2 nuclear powers. And so for him to take credit only props his image further, and as you rightly said, makes him more viable for a Nobel Peace Prize. Whether or not that comes his way is different. But important to highlight that the 20-point peace plan is going to have its own challenges. As far as the key proposals in Trump's plan include an immediate cessation of military operations in Gaza, release of all remaining hostages, and a withdrawal of Israeli forces. It also states that Hamas must give up all the arms and will never be allowed to govern Gaza in any form. Hundreds of detained Palestinians will be released. And we'll have to see if, as far as an open door for a future Palestinian state is concerned, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel has already ruled this out, saying that Israel will not allow for the creation of Palestine. So perhaps today he could have taken a moment to focus on what are the challenges ahead, what are his own expectations from various Arab leaders, including Palestine and, of course, Hamas. But instead of focusing on that, he's rather dwelling on claims that we all need fact-checking.
Absolutely. Thank you, Akanksha, for joining us on the broadcast and decoding that for us. Clearly, before everything falls apart, once again, Donald Trump squeezing in that last piece of lobbying so that he can get that Nobel Peace Prize. But we'll have to wait and see how that plays.